I'm Louise, and I'm from Oxford. I've lived in the area for about 25 years.
I'm Bonnie, and I live in Cincinnatus.
I'm Charlene, and I live in Norwich.
My name is Debbie, and I'm from Harpersville.
My name is Betty, and I live in Coventry.
Heart disease is the leading cause of death for women in this country. It's also the leading cause of death for women in Chenango County.
In medicine, we feel it's very important to understand your family history of medical problems, and it's particularly important in the cardiovascular and heart area. There's a strong relationship of heart disease through the generations, and we particularly look for situations where a person has had a first-degree relative with a heart problem at a younger age.
I had a mother and a father with heart disease, a brother and sister both who have heart disease and take medications for it, several cousins with heart disease, and have lost cousins at a very young age with heart disease.
My mother had heart disease from the time I can remember, in my late teens and early 20s.
I wasn't aware that there was a history of heart problems in my family. I didn't find that out until after my first heart attack.
I had a brother who passed away from a heart attack when he was 62. I also have another brother who has heart trouble, and right now he's 62.
I knew from an early age that heart disease ran in my family on my father's side. My grandparents, both of them on my father's side, died before they were 50. My father died before he was 50 of a heart attack. His 13th, actually, heart attack. And his brother died in his 50s. And I have a cousin who had quadruple bypass in his 20s and is now dead.
That is something that, if you're aware of, should tell you that you need a little more special attention. You need to be tested a little earlier for cholesterol problems, for example. Cholesterol problems clearly run in families and are something that can nowadays be well taken care of.
Risk factors for women would include high blood pressure, high cholesterol, stress, lack of exercise, diabetes.
Before my heart attack, I thought I was healthy. You know, I walked 2 miles a day with my dogs. We hunt, we fished, we camp. We're always doing something outside. Then I had the heart attack, and now a lot of the things that I love to do, I can't do.
Myself, currently, I'm dealing with 3 separate heart issues. They tell me that none of them are life-threatening. I have a mitral valve prolapse, I have a leaky tricuspid valve, and I have an irregular heartbeat. And eventually I will have to have a pacemaker put in.
Well, I would say that I'm in relatively good condition. I know my risks because I have worked with preventive cardiology at Bassett Hospital, and I take supplements for heart disease, such as omega-3 fatty acids and polycosanol, and I have a specialized diet that I eat.
For a long, long time, the incidence of heart problems or a classic heart attack were much higher in men than women. And women seem to have these problems at a much older age, particularly past menopause. So there seemed to be some hormonal protective effect as one aspect. Over time, the incidence of heart disease in women has just simply increased and become more and more common. Worldwide, it's the #1 cause of premature death in women. And in the United States, it's either first or just about to be first. And what a lot of people don't realize now is that more women die prematurely of heart disease in the United States than do men.
There are 6 different risk factors for heart disease that many times women aren't aware of. I knew about high cholesterol and high blood pressure, and I knew smoking was a problem. If I smoked, I would be at risk. But what I didn't know is that if I was prone to have diabetes, that was also a warning sign. And then the other two is having a better diet and having exercise. So if you put all six together, stop smoking, eat better, have a little bit of exercise in your life, be aware of your diabetes, and if you are at risk for diabetes, that's a very big red flag. Have your blood pressure checked and work with your doctor on your cholesterol. Those 6 risk factors are putting together. If we work towards addressing them, we can live healthier and live a little bit longer.
I think women need to understand that they are the ones who hold together the families, and they need to make sure that their family, whether it be their sisters, mothers, and daughters, or their husbands, sons, and brothers, know the risk factors and can lower their risk of a heart attack or heart disease in order to stay healthy.
Before my heart attack, I had had signs, but I had always worked through that pain. And then not realizing that it was leading up to my heart attack, and come to find out, I actually had what they call a silent heart attack before the big one. And that was really scary.
I also have high blood pressure and high cholesterol, which they tend to blame that on my family history, that it's something that I'm always going to have to watch, and they monitor it, and I'm on high blood pressure medicine and cholesterol medicine.
We're always taught about the classic signs of a heart condition or a heart attack, and these classic signs were all known primarily to occur in men, because mostly men had heart attacks and heart problems, and women were a minority in terms of having heart issues. So as we've learned more and seen more, we know there are some subtle differences.
You feel that something's not right. You're more tired. You haven't felt yourself for a while, and you go to the doctor and he says, oh, it's nothing, just try to get more sleep, try to control your stress, and you think to yourself, that's not right, that there's more to it. I know there's more to it than that. Then that's when you go for another opinion. Go to a different doctor and make sure that they're listening to you and understanding what you're saying, and just don't give up. You've got to be your own advocate and let the doctor know that you think it's more serious than just an everyday virus or the flu, and that you really think there's something more to it, and take control of your health.
So when I went to the doctors, they blamed it on menopause. Never checked. They never did an EKG or anything. So about the 3rd trip to the doctors, with the same problem, he decided he would do an EKG, and that's when they discovered my irregular heartbeat.
If you think you have any warning signs at all, any kinds of chest pain, discomfort, shortness of breath, you need to address it. Don't ignore it. Even though you might have had it before and you've worked through it, you need to still just check it out. You really do.
And I was sent to a heart specialist, and we did the stress test and the echocardiogram, and that's when they discovered that I also had the mitral valve prolapse and the leaky tricuspid valve.
I think that women should be more aware of all the symptoms that they could be experiencing, and don't devalue them. Don't look at them as though, well, this can't be happening to me, or this isn't what I'm feeling. Trust your instincts and have yourself checked out, and take care of yourself, and know that it can happen to any of us.
We feel that testing for heart condition, heart disease is very important. And there are 2 aspects. Number 1 is testing for issues that may lend themselves to improving your health status and preventing heart conditions. That's obviously what we'd like to do first. The other part are testing for conditions that may be going on at the current time.